Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is ICBN Blog. I want to share my story with you called The Journey of My Life Part 1. Before I start my story, please, I will like if you have not subscribed to my channel, please do, and God will bless you. Please also press the notification button and press the like. The story I'm about to share with you is for those who are looking for encouragement. Before I start my story, I will say it is God who wants me to share my story. Because sometimes in life, what you are going through, if God have not been by your side for you to go through them, most of people, they might not go through what you have gone through in your life, but they are not even alive to share their story. Most people, they are still struggling through their problems, and they are already tired about them. They don't even know what to do. Even some of them now, they are even thinking of even taking their own life. Some are also thinking of how will they do, who will help them. But through my journey of life, I go through so many things. Some of them are my own mistakes. Some of them are just being a victim of circumstances. Some of them are just the purpose of God in my life so that I will not boast on my own. If you have not gone through something and you see somebody that is going through something, please don't abuse, don't insult, or don't underrate, because we bring nothing into this world and we are not going with anything. So sometimes if you are lucky to be in the side of better life, don't look down on those that are still struggling, because God said in his word that we will always have poor among us. So if you are opportune to be wealthy or to be helpful and you don't want to help, don't make the life of those that don't have anybody to be more miserable. That is my way of encouragement. Another thing is, I am a believer in the word of God. I am not here to sound too religious or trying to force you to believe in God if you don't want to believe, but you will not also stop me from believing for the grace of God upon my life, because I am not sharing my story to make you to enjoy them. I'm sharing them because I also want to use it as a source of thanking and appreciating the grace and the love and the power of God upon my life. So if you don't believe in God or you don't like the things of God, please, I am not forcing you to like. My story can also have another meaning in your life. But though for those who put their trust in God, he said he will never allow you to be put to shame. If I did not appreciate God in my story, there is no need for me to speak about my story, because my story is not about me. It is about he who have already chosen me even before I was born. He already know my end even from my beginning. He already know that I may go through all these things so that I may know him. In the book of Psalm 119, the psalmist said, "It is good that I am afflicted so that I may know the Lord." Sometimes when you are enjoying too much, you may think that everything in life is normal. You may think it is your right. But when you go some little difficulties in life, I tell you, you will know the value of life. To those who know that God give us this life for a purpose. You are not in this world just to come and eat and drink and have fun and end up dying. There is a reason why God sent you here. God sent us here for one another, to be there for one another. The word I'm sharing now, it may be the reason why God sent me here, so that when I speak, somebody else will hear my voice and he or she will say, "Oh, so somebody go through this thing and he or she is able to come out and speak. And I'm even ashamed of my own, that is not even up to this." oh, somebody go through this thing and she's still alive without even being depressed or being somehow. But look at me here. I am hating God for the little things I go through. So let my story bless you as I go through them. Listen and be blessed in the mighty name of Jesus. My story starts like this. I was born in a family of 6 in the eastern part of Nigeria. I am the third child of the family. My mom have 3 siblings. They were totally 4 in number. She have her elder brother and her 2 junior sisters. So in the family of 6, I have my elder sister and my elder brother. Then I myself with 3 other of my siblings, which is also my younger brother and my younger sister, and our last born being also a male child. So my mother junior sister, the last born in my mother's family, when she got married to her husband, she have 2 children, and then she was pregnant for the 3rd child. So when she came visit us, she always visit us sometimes, spend time with us, because where she got married to is not far away from where we stay, from our own house. So most of the time she always visit us, spend time with us. So one way or the other, by then I was 5 years old, she came visiting and I was crying after her. You know, all this little child behavior, sometimes your aunt will come or your uncle, you will like to follow, and you know the way little children behave at times. One way or the other, my mom say, oh, every time you come, this child always cry after you. Why don't you take her along with you? This happen most of the time in African part of the country. Sometimes you may visit, you may try to take your uncle or your sister or your brother's children to stay with you. So one way or the other, this my aunt took me along, and we went to her husband's place. We stayed there for some time. One way or the other, I think we spent 1 year there, or a year, let's say just 2 years. Let me put it 2 years. So one way or the other, they try to relocate from the town to another city for a better life, because then things were hard in our town. So when we got to the new city, she started some petty trading, like a bread and little things she put on the table for people to buy. You know, like all the candies, like bread, like biscuits, like a chewing gum. You know, little things like that. And she's also a teller, but not all those big tellers. You know, all those little roadside tellers that always amend clothes, or you know, sheep tellers like that. By then, the husband is a hunter. That was one of the reasons why we relocate in a place where it will be easy for the husband to always go into the bush to seek for the things that he can hunt, because he want to go where it is easy for him because of the type of business he is doing. So by the time we got to this new city, I don't want to mention names, you know, this is a true life story for security reasons. And I'm not saying my story for the people involved to be a victim of my story, but they must be there, because without them being inside the story, there will be no story to talk about. But they are not the main reason why I am talking the story. I am talking the story about myself. But you know, in journey of life, you meet people, you go through with people, you see things with people. People play some role in your life, so you cannot do without them. But I am not putting them much as the main focus of my story. I just want you to know that in this life, whatever you go through, people must be involved. So don't focus on them. Focus on what I'm telling you about my personal story in what I go through in my life. So when we got there, Before I know, one way or the other, this my aunt becomes something else. When we were in my town, she was not like that, though we are struggling, but we are managing them. But when we go out of the site, which is a little bit far from our hometown, then she became another person. She said, when we got there, I will start my primary school. Truly, we should do. When we got there, she registered me in the school. But unfortunately for me, I don't even go to this school. I can go school, or I can attend school maybe twice a week or 3 times a week at a maximum. Then they brought also another girl with us. This girl, she's not related to us. The family is very, very poor, extremely poor. They have nothing. But the mother have more children, nothing to survive. So they try to give my aunt this girl so that the burden in the family will be lessened. Which she took this little girl also along. Maybe she will be 2 years older than me. By then I was 7. This lady may be like 9 years old. So when we got to this new city, she started this business I said before. So instead of her now to always allow us to go to school, like this little girl of my age or a little bit older than me, she doesn't even go to school at all. So things start to happen. What are those things that happen? This my aunt was using me and this lady to go and do some sellings, like hawking bread. Sometimes she will do puff puff. Sometimes she will fry buns. She will be using us to do business while her own children attend school. So because I'm even a little bit related to her, most of the time she will even allow me to attend class, but the other lady, no way. So like what I am saying, she start to beat us, she start to maltreat us, she start to make us to have a life of misery, which I will not be saying them one by one, because of the limited time, and to make it not too long, because mostly in Africa, some people, they don't have too much data to watch long video or long stories. So I have to cut some of the things, but I know you will be connected to my story. So at the end of the day, she start to make us to not to even have a say. I saw her now as a foreigner to me. This was the woman I run after with my heart, as if she's my mom, or as if, because I know that as long as she's my mother's sister, she will treat me well. So one day, the husband always have some voodoo or some charm or some deities or like shrine, where he always prepare some charm because of the nature of the job he's doing, which is hunting. So they always need to have this charm on them that can protect them from wild animal and other things. So one way or the other, he always do some little sacrifice to all this shrine or this deity, very mini deity in one corner of a room. Let me just call it like he's an idol worshiper. So most of the time, he may like to break kola nut or put some African hot drink and all those things to make some incantation to all this deity. One day, he put some egg there, some native egg. We call it a native egg. It's not like normal egg we bought in the shop, which we fry to eat nowadays. This is just special native egg that laid by, all this native chicken in Africa. I don't know what happened. After some time, he said he was looking for this egg. Everybody said that they did not take the egg. At the end of the day, they say maybe I am the one who ate the egg. But I said, no, I did not take the egg. Truly, I don't even know if there is any egg there. And the way this idol or this shrine look like, it's not even a place you can even say you want to take egg to eat. Even we don't even eat good food, talk less of to think of eating egg. Because one, this idol is so scary. Two, There are some other things that are there that is not touchable. 3, the place looks somehow dirty to even take an egg to eat. Before I know what is happening, my aunt and the husband, they tie up my hand with rope and my leg. They bring pepper, hot chili pepper. They put it in my eye. They put it in something that makes me, in YouTube, there are some words you cannot say. But my people, I know you know what I'm talking about. The thing that makes you a woman, they put it there, for little children that are passing by as well. So they put it there. They just throw me off the street. Even imagine a child of 7 or 7.5 years old going those type of torture. Some of our schoolmates or my classmates, they were passing and they saw me there. I cried and cried, but nobody come to my rescue. Nobody, my parents, nobody knows what I am going through. At the end of the day, I think after that, later in the day, they losing me. Then they throw me inside the public kitchen. The kitchen we have there, some other neighbors are always using that kitchen. And during this time, the husband just nearly come back from bush where he went to do some hunting. And he came back with something like alligator. This animal that look like crocodile or like lizard, but big one. Do you know a child of 7 years, they have to lock me up in this kitchen with this animal called alligator. As God may want it for me, the next day, they opened the door. I did not eat anything. My aunt said that egg is my food for that day. In this house, my aunt always make new soup every 4 days. So every 4 days is the time they always have this big market in the area where we are staying. So she will go to the market and buy new things. When she cook new soup, only her and her children, they will be the one eating this new soup. So the one they prepare 4 days ago will be the one she will add more water, no vegetable, nothing. For me and that other child or the other girl will be the one we'll be using to eat. Why she now start to eat the new soup with her children and her husband. So when another 4 days come, that is when we will have right to eat that new soup she make, because she's going to make another new one. By this time, the other one is already an old soup and nothing inside, no vegetable, no fish, nothing, as long as we have something in our stomach. The day we will provoke her, that day, even that old soup, we will not eat anything. So most of the time, I will go to sell bread or some things for her. So the place I went to sell this bread, sometimes people will steal or they will take away some of my bread without my knowing. I am young and I don't even know how much all these things cost. I only sell and bring money to my aunt. So whenever I got home, she will calculate the bread. She will say that 1 is missing or 2 is missing. That day, I will not eat anything. She will say, oh, that bread that is missing is your food for the whole day or is your food for 2 days. Depend how the spirit take her that day. Anything she decree over my life concern that bread is what will happen throughout that day or the next 2 days. I will stop my story here. In the next topic, I will tell you other things that happen during the time I stay with them before I later go back to my village. But before I close my topic, please, if you have not subscribed, please try to subscribe. And another thing I would like you to know is, please don't try to send your child to any help. Please try to have these children you can train. If God give you 2 children and you know that this is the capacity you can train them, please don't try to make 3 children or 4 children hoping that somebody will help you to train them, because they might end up not being in the right place and their destiny will be shattered and their life will be miserable. How do you expect those children to grow up being a happy children? I thank God that even though what I go through have not turn me out to be a bad child. Instead, he give me an opportunity to have a lot of sympathy in so many children today, or in so many people. I like to listen to people's life story because I am part of those life story. I have gone through them. I feel the pain, and I know how it is when somebody is telling me their story, because I put myself in their shoe. Let me not make this video to be too long. In the second part, I will continue my story. May God bless you. Bye.